This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. Let's see if week 14 is as exciting as week 13. Well, heck, this entire football season. Yes, I'm well aware that there are people that are talking against the college football playoff even having existed. And I'm also well aware that there's talk about the whole conference championships not really mattering anymore. But let me tell you something, they do matter. And on top of that, they also matter the teams that make it into the college football playoffs. We've got some games. I've got 5 games here that you need to pay attention to. These are teams that are in the hunt, or they may not necessarily be in the hunt, but they could play spoiler to teams. They could really unfinagle the problems that conferences are having. So let's take a look at all of these different teams and see what games you should watch next week. South Carolina and Clemson are playing this weekend. It's going to be played in Clemson, so Clemson's going to have home field advantage. It's number 17 and number 18. Okay, that's probably not what they're going to be. I'm probably looking at the rating rankings a little early. But 8-3 South Carolina versus 9-2 Clemson. South Carolina has been on a streak. Okay, they had a close call with Missouri. Texas A&M wasn't even close. Oklahoma wasn't even close. Vandy wasn't even close. And Wofford, we're not even going to talk about that. That's been since October 19th, the end of October. Clemson, close one against Virginia. Lost to Louisville. Virginia Tech, 24-14. Okay, double digit. Close one against Pittsburgh. And the Citadel. We're not going to talk about the Citadel. On paper, Clemson looks like the better team. They do. Cade Klubnik looks like a better quarterback. Not by much, but they do. But he does. Phil Maffa, the leading rusher for Clemson, looks like a better person than Raheem Sanders, Rocket Sanders, but Rocket Sanders got more touchdowns. He rushes 5 yards an average, where Phil Maffa does 5.6, 11 touchdowns versus 8 touchdowns. The receiving core, Antonio Williams looks better than Joshua Simon. They all look better. But let me tell you, I honestly believe that South Carolina's had a much tougher season. And honestly, I think that South Carolina can pull this off. I really do. We're going to see, but I don't think Clemson's got enough firepower to deal with a South Carolina team like this. Shane Beamer, I think, could do it again. This next game should be a no-brainer. Alabama is going to be hosting Auburn. This game is one nasty rivalry. Peyton Thorne and Jalen Milroe, to be perfectly honest, Peyton Thorne's just a little bit better than Jalen Milroe's been this year. Jaquez Hunter for Auburn, been a sight better than Jalen Milroe, who is their leading rusher on Alabama. And Andre Lambert Smith is just a hair better than Ryan Williams when it comes to receiving. Just a hair. Alabama total yards per game is worse than Auburn. Passing yards per game, they're worse than Auburn. They're better at rushing, but this is an Alabama team that just came off of a tough loss against Oklahoma. Tough loss. It was a blowout loss. Auburn, on the other hand, is coming in from a tight game against Texas A&M. Auburn's got Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze may not have lived up to his potential this year, but this is going to be a dangerous game. I'm not saying that Auburn's going to win, but let me tell you something. When it comes down to it, I it's not going to be an easy game, even though their records, Auburn's 5-6, Alabama's 8-3 right now. And it's Alabama. And it's the Iron Bowl. And we all know how that goes. But that's just it. We all know how that goes. Okay, Texas and Texas A&M are playing this weekend. Yes, Texas A&M is 8-3. Texas is 10-1. Texas is a far better team on paper in every aspect except for rushing than Texas A&M. But let me tell you something. Texas A&M has not had a rivalry that they've really gotten to do in a long time. People don't remember this rivalry. It's been so long since these two have been able to go year in, year out. This is what turned Texas A&M into a dominant team at one time. Yes, Texas is a great team. Probably even should be considered elite. I don't think that Texas A&M has got the juice in them this year. Elko's had to fight to get this team to where they are now. 8-3, 8-4 is not a bad record. 8-4 is not a bad record for what Elko walked into. Texas and under Sarkisian, I would dare say I want to see Texas and Oregon play. Really, I do. I want to see Texas and Ohio State play. This is one of those games that can still be dangerous, though, because people don't remember this rivalry and don't think that those players aren't being told what this rivalry is. Don't think that Mike Elko doesn't know what this rivalry is. But at the same time, don't think that Texas, with Sarkisian and Ewers and all of them, don't know what this rivalry is. This rivalry starting back, oh, that's some good football right there. And don't think that this won't be a game to watch. It might be a blowout, but it'll tell you what Texas is going to do in the postseason when they're playing in the college football playoff. Okay, the rivalry that is called Farmageddon. K-State and Iowa State. Kansas State is 8-3. Iowa State is 9-2, and they are fighting for a chance to be in the championship game. On paper, Kansas State is 25th in rushing, 114th for Iowa State. Passing yards per game, Iowa State is 40th, and K-State is 142nd. Total yards per game, Iowa State is 46th, and K-State is 59th. Rocco Beck is a better quarterback, minus one touchdown, but in all honesty, yards and yeah, better quarterback. DJ Giddens is a better rusher than Carson Hansen, and Jace Brown is not as good as Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins and Carson Hansen are Iowa State. DJ Giddens and Jace Brown are K-State. Iowa State came off a close one against Utah. Utah's been trying to play spoiler against everybody. They lost to Kansas, they lost to Texas Tech, but Kansas State, Arizona State, Houston, I think that this is going to be one of those. It's going to be who survived at the end of the game kind of games because it's not going to be we're going to no, this is going to be who can survive. Now, I think that Iowa State can pull it off, but I also think Kansas State can pull it off. This is one of those games. But Iowa State is on top of the Big 12 standings right now. Right this minute, they're on top of the standings. This could be their chance to get in the championship. So they're going to be playing a little bit harder, but it's Farmageddon, and you don't know what kind of weather is going to be there. I hate to tell you this, but you don't know. So if you weren't planning on watching this game, now you should know to watch this game. Notre Dame and USC are playing. USC is barely bowl eligible. They're hit and miss so badly that you can't tell what they're going to do. You really can't. They barely lost to Maryland, lost by a little over a touchdown to Nebraska, barely beat UCLA. They at least blew out Rutgers, whereas Notre Dame has been fighting for everything. They mollywomped so many teams this year. Let me tell you something. I think that Notre Dame's got this game, but still a rivalry game. USC, this is in Los Angeles. USC has got a team that should be able to do something. They really haven't been able to. They're I'm not even going to go into the number of what they're 10th in the Big Ten Conference. They, I don't know. But Notre Dame, yeah, Notre Dame's got this game. They've been playing like they want to be in this college football playoff. They have to win this game to get in the college football playoff. If they give an ounce, the college football playoff committee will try to bounce them out. So yeah, Notre Dame is going to do it this week, and they've got the team. Other than passing, they're a rushing team. They're a ground and pound. And USC's got more yards per game, but I tell you this, but Notre Dame's been finding ways. Riley Leonard doesn't play games. He controls that ball almost perfectly. He's only had 4 interceptions. Miller Moss with USC has had 9. Yeah, this is one of those games where I see this coming down to Notre Dame is going to do it just for the simple fact of they're tired of not being that respected and they're going to show that they deserve respect. So I'm saying Notre Dame's got this one. Expect this week to be every bit as exciting as it has been all season. These rivalries that I just gave you, and every one of them are considered rivalries. South Carolina and Clemson, the Palmetto rivalry, Palmetto State rivalry, Iron Bowl, Lone Star Showdown, Farmageddon. I'm not going to say what the Notre Dame USC one is. It is has no place. At least the Chanticleers is okay, cool, but I'm not even going to tell you what the Notre Dame USC. You'll have to look that rivalry name up yourself because it's just stupid. These 5 games will produce the most exciting football with a lot being decided. Kalen DeBoer losing this game, you don't want to be in his seat. That automatically turns the temperature up on his seat. He would have to literally win the national championship next year. That is how
That would be how bad this loss would be. South Carolina losing, okay. Clemson losing, yeah, that would be bad. That would be very bad for Clemson. Next year, Dabo Swinney would have to also win a national championship. That's how bad it would be for Clemson losing this game. Texas, eh, I think it just adds to the confusion, but I don't think that they'll lose. But if they do, Sarkisian's still going to be in the college football playoff, no matter what. He's still going to be in it. Iowa State has to win this to win the champ to get a chance to win the championship. They're if they win this, they go to the championship for the Big 12, and they want that. K State is just playing because it's Farmageddon, and they're going to play a rivalry close. Notre Dame, well, let's put it this way: you don't want to be a Notre Dame on air personality and have to hear the calls if Notre Dame loses this game. I don't think they will, but you get my point. These 5 games will be big. They really will. They will be big. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. You enjoy yourself some college football this coming weekend. Bye now. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my redneck sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole. And also, just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So, I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.